Hey, this Tony Gaskins here. You know, I'm popping in. Just want to let y'all know, you know, it's a spirit that's running rampant. Spirit is running rampant all throughout men, and it's getting bad. It's getting real bad. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna just tell you, just because me being a heterosexual male, it's just certain things that I would never do. And I just can't really understand when men do these things and just try to say, oh, comfortable with your sexuality. Because with everything, with every action, there is a reaction. So when you take an action, there's a reaction within your body. So if you put on short shorts, you start to feel fresh. You start to feel loose. You start to feel hot and tempting. So the first time when these shorter shorts came out, the first time I put them on, I felt very uncomfortable. But then the more you wear them, the more you start to get used to them. And then also what you start to realize is it is a object of lust. So my wife would say, I like them shorts on you. And then just being a man in my mind, I'm like, well, do you like them on other men? Because they was wearing them before I was wearing them. And you know, you try to keep that down, but when you think about it, you might see something as a man, you see your woman in something, you like it, then it's a strong possibility you like that same thing on another woman. And we don't talk about that. But see, what's happening now with these men is slowly being turned out. Men slowly being turned out because what this is it's a perverted spirit. It's a spirit that comes from pornography and lust. So when these men get out here and they get into this pornography and they get into this lust, it starts to change their chemistry, because the eyes are seeing this, the mind is perceiving this and receiving this, and then chemicals are being released into the bloodstream. And then it's changing the feeling. And the feeling is sending them from a place of security and masculinity to insecurity and confusion, which is femininity in a man. When a man is confused, he feels feminine. And so now these men who are supposed to be masculine are feeling feminine, and this femininity is starting to run rampant, and you're seeing it permeate the church, and it start to go through the church. And what a lot of times people don't understand is just the chemistry in the brain and the alignment and association. See, this association and what you associate with is kind of like how if a man does music and his teacher is a woman, and so he's always with this woman, he's always around this woman, and then because he's into music, he may be always around women, more women than men, because most boys are playing sports. So the more this man spends with music, the more he becomes feminized. Now, this is not every man. This is not every man. There are some masculine piano players, and it's certain instruments that are seen as a masculine instrument, and they're taught mostly by men than women. So that's different. But when a man plays an instrument that is traditionally taught by women, and then he finds himself around these individuals who are not tapping in, these men who are not being forced to tap into physicality, because that physicality of ramming your head into another man's head in football, ramming your body into another man's body in soccer, in basketball, that physicality a lot of times will start to feed and fuel this aggression, which then is seen as masculine. And that's why you see so many women who play sports that men play. So many of the women, if they were taught by men and they spend a lot of time around men, they become more masculine than feminine. And a lot of these women end up being with a woman because they have tapped into their masculine. You gotta remember, we 50% man, we 50% woman. And what side you feed is what grows. And so now we have these men who are very, what they'll try to call eclectic, but because they're not around a lot of men or physical or masculine men, they start to tap into the femininity. And now what this is sending to the brain is signals that stirs up confusion, because they're like, I don't know whether I feel like a man or whether I feel like a woman. And then what you start to see is this display of the confusion. So the man start to wear a feminine hairstyle. The man may start to wear feminine clothes. He may start to do the same things that a woman does. He may start painting his nails. He may start having the mannerisms of a woman. And it's because of the confusion, because of the association. You be like what you be around. So he's around so many women and doing women things that he starts to behave like a woman. He starts to talk like a woman, think like a woman, because he's always around a woman. And that's why you start to see these men become more and more feminized. But see, the thing is with this spirit is, the spirit is a spirit of perversion. And that spirit of perversion is a spirit of confusion. And so that spirit of confusion then starts to blur the lines. And as you start to blur the lines, now you start to lose your sense of good and evil. You start to lose your understanding of masculinity and femininity. And you start to blur the lines, and this is when you start to see the men behave differently. And this is all coming from confusion and perversion. And now, whatever space the man is in, he starts to pervert that space. So I'm seeing pastors wear their hair like a woman. Seen a pastor with his hair like a woman. Got the hair up in a ponytail. And then got the two little pieces hanging. And then when the pastor imitate a woman, y'all notice when I imitate a woman, I over exaggerate it in a comedic way and do the like smack my. But when the man go to imitating a woman, he really look like a woman. It really look and feel like a woman. It's like, whoa, hold on now. That's a woman up there. What the world going on? And so that's when we start to have these issues. And then it start to spread. So now, acting out of that place of confusion and the blurred lines, now the word of God start to get tampered with. They start playing. And then here's what they say. We trying to catch the world. You don't have to catch the world. You don't imitate darkness to produce light. You be the light, and you gonna shine in the dark. When somebody ready to leave darkness, they don't want to go from darkness to an imitation of darkness. They want to go from darkness to the light. So if we doing and looking and sounding and acting like the world gonna be like, well, I might as well stay in the world if you're gonna be the world. Hey, I'm gonna be back on this video. God bless you.